So here's your Chapter 8 project under Reading Work, and you come here and I've assigned everybody a link. Two topics all the way down. And let me just show you how we're going to do this, a number of things, and let me show you. I took the basic reading approach just to kind of give you a symbol of what this looks like. So I link it out to here, and how I link, I take this link here, I copy that URL, and I come back here, and all I got to do is be over the top of this, and then this is the little thing here, insert a link, and it comes up like this, and it should be right over here, and I hit this, and I drop the URL in there, and now my page is linked in here. Okay, and to get to it, I simply go over the top of it, and I click up here, and boom, it takes me there. And that's how you'll do that. Now this is how I created mine. You can do this however you want. I created mine in a PowerPoint, but here's the thing. Whatever you do, it cannot be something you download. It cannot be something you download. It has to be web-based. So this is a Google slide, so it's web-based. If you use PowerPoint, as soon as I click on it, it's going to want me to download it, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So here, let's just take a look at how I did this. So this basic reading approach, first thing it takes to a little video, and how you get these videos, you click on this, and it's some professor telling you this, and the first thing he does is kind of interesting, is condemns it, but he takes you through what it's about. And so he really does a great job of talking about this series. And so that's pretty cool. And then the next page, okay, see, he's saying it's not a very effective tool, which the thing about the basic reading approach, it's how I learned, and everybody in my generation learned by reading the Dick and Jane books, and he's saying it's not very effective. So I'm a pretty good reader, but I'm not sure how I got to be a good reader because he's condemning this one. But this one is really pretty good because this is actually shows a teacher teaching a lesson. Okay.
So we are going to read as a topic sentence.
So that's pretty cool. If you can do something like that, and then after that, I just went into some stuff like this. Now, I got to tell you, these got way too long. Please don't get this much. And where did I get this? Well, in your text, every one of these topics come right out of your textbook. So here's the one on basal reading, and it just got, I got too much stuff. But so you can boil yours down, but every one of the topics I've assigned come out of here. All right. And that's how I came to that. But I have it in here, but again, has to be web-based stuff. It doesn't have to be PowerPoint. You can put it right on your slides, but organize it. You got to have some kind of an image with it, as I did here. Dick and Jane here on this. And here's the other thing, it's a little bit of a kicker, is you're going to have to bring your Dick and Jane book or whatever your image is on your web page in here also. So watch this, is kind of cool. So I want to do a Dick and Jane book, so I say Dick and Jane books. Okay, and this is pretty cool. It gives me my image here, but I want the images. So I click images, and it takes me out to this. And of course, this is my favorite one, so I'm going to click on this. And now, come over here and view the image, so I get the URL to the image. All right, and now I take this URL and I come back over here and I'm going to put it right here. So I want to insert this image. So here's how I'm going to do it. I go in here and I type the word, I type equals first, and then I type the word image, and then I do a parentheses, image here, and then parentheses, paste my URL, parentheses, quotation mark again, and parentheses. Okay, and it's really small, so how I can do this is I can open it up this way a little bit to grow it. Or, of course, I can find a bigger one here. This one is so small. Let me see if I can find a bigger one. There's a bigger one. Okay, so again, let me grab this one. It's not going to be a lot bigger, but it'll be bigger. And watch how easy it is to put this in here now. Is I simply come in here and I can just take this out, my URL, and make sure those parentheses and the quotation marks stay there. There it is. Took a little while. Okay, so that one really isn't any bigger, but you want them small here to match, because it's going to get quite long here. So I'm actually going to slide that back up a little bit, but I want it in the cell, not laid over here. And what you can do is come up here and copy my whole thing here and use it on yours, and then just paste your URL into them there. So you got two of them. Okay, so you have your work linked here, where it takes you out here to what you did, and then here, and my link here is where I just, instead of slides, I just took them and turned them into JPEGs and brought them in here as JPEGs. So you can do that also, but they have to be web-based browsers for both of yours. And videos, please, if you can't, there's so much written out there about this. If you can't find video, just put a note in there that you can't find any YouTube videos in these. But you make a nice presentable page for your two topics, and make sure I can find them real easy.